Hello everyone. So before I start, let me be clear. I'm not a Python expert. I just started learning Python just 7 days ago. So just for fun, I asked my niece to tell me maths problems that I will have to solve using Python. I was able to solve them easily, most of them easily, because they involved basic maths. But one problem she gave me, which proved to be very difficult to me, and you guessed it right, it was to output a number to its expanded form. Now, expanded form is writing a number to show its value of each digit in that number. For example, 453 is equal to 400 plus 50 plus 3. So the expanded form is 400 plus 50 plus 3. Same way, 2365 can be written in an expanded form as 2000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 5. So I found it very difficult to get a working code that displayed the expanded form. Actually, I got a program working, but it would break if any digit is repeated in the number. For example, if we entered 4565, it would display as 4000 plus 500 plus 60 plus 500. So I knew the issue with the code, but I didn't know how to solve the issue. So I searched on YouTube, Google for other solution for this problem. Although I was able to find some videos and articles, they were not very beginner friendly in the explanation of the solution. And the whole point here is to understand the underlying logic of the solution. Anyways, I spent almost 6 hours banging my head on this problem. Finally, I felt defeated. I went to the Learn Python subreddit. I asked for help there, and these two users, Diapolo 10 and Zenfar, they both gave their version of the solution. They both were a bit similar, uh, and they explained the underlying logic pretty well. I'll be leaving the link to the Reddit post in the description of this video. So as I mentioned earlier, I did not find any good tutorial on this topic. So just as the Python community helped me, I am uploading this video hoping that this will help some Python beginners like me. I will be explaining Zenfa solution here as I found it to be easier to understand. If you are a beginner, to understand this program, you should know what a function is and how to define it. You should also know what enumerate, reversed, and join functions are. I will be going through all of these one by one, and we will go through the solution in a gradual manner. Before that, I'll just show you the whole solution. You can see this and you can copy it if you don't want to go through the whole video. Just copy this and you'll be good to go. If I run this, so you'll have to just enter a number and you'll get the expanded form. So just copy it, and if you want to understand the underlying logic, we'll start with this. So first we need to define a function. So we need to understand what a function is. So to define a function, we just have to type def, that is for define, my function, and then colon. That's it. And in this, we can put any command or any function, another functions. Uh, Suppose I put in a print function with hello. This is an example, and I just go out. Now, if I run this program, you see the process finished with exit code 0, but it didn't output anything. Even though we have the print hello, this is an example function here. So it should print hello, this is an example. The the issue here is when the program is run, Python goes through the function and sees that there is some code that is saved in this function that is called as my function. Okay, so this code is not run. Just Python just sees the code and says, okay, this is the code that I need to run when this my function is recalled. Okay, so here we don't have to keep a space. It is up to you. You can keep a space, it's not required. So this function is going to run, this program is going to output hello. This is an example. When we recall this function, how do we recall this function? Just type my function this, and then when we run this code, just run it, and you can see hello, this is an example. And you can name this function anything, like test function, test func. So here also you'll have to write test function. Okay, so again, if I run, you'll see hello, this is an example. So now you know, if we just comment it out and we run it, the function alone will not will not execute. You will have to recall this function to get an output like this. Okay, so I hope you understood what a function is. Now suppose we want to input a separate variable inside this. So let me add test function brackets and x, and in this I'm going to add x. So now if I run this function, it will give an error, traceback error. Okay, so it says that test function missing one required positional argument x. So we have not defined x here. If we add hello, and now when I run, okay, my bad, you have to write only x, not the apostrophes. Now when I run it, it prints hello. Now what is happening here? We have input a string hello, and this input string replaces x here, and here also x is replaced by hello. So that is why this test function, when recalled with hello in it, prints hello. So if we don't want to place a string here, so we just have to enter a number 456, and then when I run it, you can see it will return 456. So now you know how a function works. We define the function and we recall the function. Well, let us start with the solution. So I'll just create some space here. I'm going to rename this function to expanded form. Okay, expanded, oops, my bad, expanded form. Increasing it like this. So now, as mentioned earlier, if I run this function, it will return the value 456 that we have input here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to convert this integer into a string. So we are going to convert x equal to str brackets and x. Now this x is converted into string. Now we are going to, what we are going to do is we are going to create a blank list, that is I'm going to give it a name as expanded blank, that is equal to square bracket expanded blank. Now we come to an important function called as enumerate. Now, enumerate, what it does is it gives us the index and the items in the given string or a list. I'll just show you. Enumerate in x. So now when I print items first, when I run the code here, we see 456. So what it is doing is, I'll just, one second, I'll print x also for you guys to see. So when I run x, first, one second, yeah. First this Python, the program goes, Python goes through this definition, this function, and sees, okay, I have a variable x that is to be converted into a string, and then I need to create a blank list, and then I have to print this x string now, which is a string now. Now, what it up till now, this is fine. I'll just comment this out. So now when I run this, we get only 456 that is converted into string. It is not an integer. Now, what happens here is enumerator function, it gives us two outputs. One is index and one is item. Now, let me first run it with just print item in this function, enumerate function. So what it does is it separates 4, 5, 6 into their own objects, 4, 5, and 6. Now we want to know the index, the position of these objects 4, 5, and 6 in the string. So that is where the index portion, index argument of this enumerate function comes in. So I'll just index comma item. So when I run this code, so the code shows first this print x, that is 456, the value that we entered, and then it gives 4, 5, and 6. And on the left side, it shows that the position of 4 is 0. So remember this, in programming, the position doesn't start from, the index doesn't start from 1, it starts from 0. So it is 0, 4 is at 0 position, 5 is at 1 position, 6 is at 2 position, which is shown here. So 4 has a 0 position, 5 has a position 1, and 6 has position 2. So now what we are going to do is we are going to reverse it and make the position of 6 as 0, 5 will be at position 1, and 4 will be 2. Okay, for that I'm going to use a RE reversed function. Okay, so now when I run the code, what happens here is, can you see this? 6 is at 0, 5 is at 1, 4 is at 2 position. If you want to see, I'll just copy the whole code and remove the reverse function, and I'll run it. Okay, so 456. First, it runs in the normal position. So 4 is given the position 0, 5 is in position 1, index 1, that is. Position is equal to, position means index, index means position. Remember that. So I might use it interchangeably. So, and 6 has position 2. So when we use the reverse function, 6 is given the position 0, 5 is given the position 1, and 4 is given the position 2. So till now, we got to understand how a function works. Then we got to understand how enumerate works, and now we know how reverse works. Let me first remove this. Okay, so I'll run this code again. You can see 6 is given the position 0, 5 given 1, and 4 given the position 2. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to append this 6, 5, 4, these objects into this blank expanded blank list. Okay, so I'm going to type expanded blank dot append into item. We are going to append the item. So we are going to add, I'll explain what I'm doing. I just type 0 into multiplied by index. So I'll explain what this is. I'll just copy it. I'll just comment it out. So what it is doing is it is appending item. You know what? I'll just remove all of this. I'll just append item directly first. So now I have appended item. So for every item, so here 3 objects are there that are represented by the variable item. So for every item, it is going to loop and add that item, that object into this expanded blank list. Okay, so if I print this expanded blank list, And if I run it, what I'll do is I'll just take it out of the for loop. Now when I print it, now you can see uh, 6 is given the index 0, 5 given 1, 4 is given the index 2, and it is being displayed as this expanded blank list 654. Okay, so now we want to add zeros as per their position. So 6 is at index 0, so we don't want any zeros after 6, whereas this 5 is at a index 1, so we want a 1 0 after 5. Okay, and same way 4 is at a index 2, so we are going to add 2 zeros after 4. That is what we want in the final result here. Okay, so how do we do that? So we go into the item, we're going to add plus, add brackets, and then we are going to add 0, not immediately, add apostrophes and 0 multiplied by index. So what this does is, you know what, I'll just comment this out for you guys. I'll just comment this out, everything. Now I'll just give you an example. Print hello. So what it will do is it is going to print hello. Now if I multiply it with 0, so what you'll say is it won't print anything. Multiplying a string with 0, it says you're going to print this string 0 times, so that is not printing it. So when we add 1, when we run it, it says you're going to print this string once. If we add 2, it says you're going to print this string twice. You can see hello, hello. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove the comments. So what it says here is append the item, but just after the item add a 0 multiplied by index. Okay, adding these apostrophes, we are saying that this 0 is a string and not an integer. I hope this makes some sense. So in the first iteration, at the index 0, we have the item 6. Okay, so here item 6 plus 0 integer multiplied by 0. So there won't be any zeros after 6. Okay, so when I run this now, we see no zeros after this, and 50 has 1 0 after this, because this value will be replaced by 1 and item is replaced by 5. And in the third iteration, what happens is index is 2 and item is 4. So this item is replaced by 4 and index is replaced by 2. So 4 gets a additional 2 zeros after this item. Okay, so remember this item is also a string. We have converted it into a string over here. Okay, so now we have this 6, 50 and 400, but we want this into this form, 400 plus 50 plus 6. Okay, so this 6, 50 and 400, it is in reverse order. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add another variable, final list. So we're going to add it here. So we have a join function. Let me first type the command. Okay, so I'll replace this command with final. I'll show you what is happening here. So now we get 650 and 6 plus 50 plus 400 in this order. So what this join function does is whatever the objects are present inside the list, it joins them using this operator, this another object, actually not operator. So if I replace it with dash, and if I run this, so they all are joined with this dash. So if I replace it with a AA, and when I run it, so 6 AA 50 AA 400. So we are going to again add plus. So what is happening is here is final. Final is not a list. I spoke wrong just a few seconds back. So final is a integer actually. So final is just this expanded blank, all the objects inside the expanded blanks joined by this object. Okay. So now when we print final after this, we get 6 plus 50 plus 400. Now we want it in a reversed order. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the reversed function. So I'm going to type reversed. I'm going to add a bracket after this, and then I'll run it. So now we are getting 400 plus 50 plus 6. Now we want some space like this. So you just have to add a space here and then run. So now we get a space here. The underlying logic is already explained. Now we just want to add one simple line to take an input from the user and then feed it to this function. Okay, so what we are going to do is number equals to input. I'll just add enter the number dash. So I'll just remove this and add number here. So what this function is going to do is now it is going to ask the user for a number, and then that number is being fed into this expanded form, and the same thing is being run, and we are given the final result. So now if I add a number 12563, so we get this. So let me just remove this. Because of this print index item, we are getting these indices and the item. Yeah, I'll just go to this and I'll save it. Now when I run it and I enter a number and I enter, okay, so we get this. I'll just remove this also. The number is being printed here, and that is why we got this. So I'll save it and I'll run it again. 14563, whatever number, 14526, and I press enter. We get the expanded form 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 500 plus 20 plus 6. Just to make it look good. So just add expanded form for, I'll just add a f string actually. For x is I'll just add another functionality. I'll remove final from here and I'll add a f string. Okay, so when I run this and when I enter 456, so expanded, oh, I forgot to add a m here. So now when I 1 2 3 4, so it says expanded form for 1 2 3 4 is 1000 plus 200 plus 30 plus 4. So I hope you found this video helpful. Have a good day.